Tonight, porous borders are big business with major growth trajectories. I mean, this is what you call like a growth stock, right? And it's growing for the criminal cartels that are choosing to exploit our borders. The border business is so big that the going rate for one single illegal migrant is $7,000. That's where it starts. They can get anywhere up to 10. 10 grand is what some coyotes are charging the migrants for an armed escort across the Texas or Arizona border. You know, it's such a big business. The coyotes are now reportedly openly advertising on the radio in Central American countries. Can you imagine that? I mean, we're talking about coyotes that have found such a profitable industry that they're now marketing themselves. This is not acceptable. I mean, no one, at least sitting right here at this desk right now, is against immigration. I'm actually all for it legally. But my goodness, how is it right for these human traffickers to be profiting from our government's total ineptness? How have we created a system that can be so easily exploited? It's time for everybody to wake up. We need to keep the bad people out, let the good people in, and at the very least, don't allow criminals to profit from our ineptness, our total lack of security along our border. Joining me right now, a man who knows how much this matters to everyday Americans, former Trump 2016 campaign manager, Corey Lewandowski. Good to see you, sir.
Thanks for having me back, Trish.
I'm amazed. They're reportedly taking out ads on radio stations there. I mean, I guess why not, right? This is a business like anything else.
Well, look, here's what has happened once again, Trish. The people in other countries are taking advantage of the United States. We have given these countries tens of millions of dollars in foreign aid. They've done nothing to curtail illegal citizens from their country from leaving and making the trek up to the United States. We see now that these coyotes are charging, in some cases, up to $10,000 to bring these people across the border. But what they're actually doing is they're advertising. They're saying, we will help you achieve your dream of getting to the United States. Just follow us and we'll show you how to do it. It's amazing to me that the governments of these places are allowing this to happen, and it just goes to show you how stupid our politicians have been for so long that we continue to subsidize some of these countries with foreign aid while they're literally advertising to bring illegals into our country.
Walk me through that, because we're giving a lot of money. We've been looking at the numbers, and I mean, you tally it up and you're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars to these countries that reportedly say they're using it to control drug trafficking and to control the border situation. At Mexico, for example, roughly $300 million over the last 7 years. But obviously, that money's not doing any good.
Well, Trish, look at Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador. These places collectively receive tens, if not hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars to go down there with the explicit goal of making sure that these people are taken care of in their own country. That's what we've been trying to do. We're the most generous country in the world, both when it comes to foreign aid and when it comes to legal immigration. But if these countries can't use our money the way it's intended, then what this president has said is he will close the border to Mexico, he will stop providing that foreign aid, and these countries will be on their own, because the notion that they're allowing these drug lords, these criminals, these coyotes to advertise on their radio station saying, hey, we will help you break the laws of the United States, and they're basically doing it with our own money, should be criminal in and of itself. And the elected officials down there need to do a better job if they want to continue to receive foreign aid.
You know, Corey, we just reported on a particular incident that happened at the border where you had one of these coyotes escorting a mother and theoretically her child. Again, we don't know really what the relationship is, because many people have taken children with them in order to, get around some of the laws. Anyway, we reported on this, and what struck me is that these coyotes were armed. So they're coming into our country armed with AK-47s in this particular case. Why aren't we arresting them and saying, okay, we're shutting down your little business?
Well, Trish, what we need is we need to make sure that our law enforcement officers who are serving on the border have every tool at their disposal. That's additional drones, it's additional surveillance, it's additional personnel. This president has been resolved in the fact that he wants a wall on the southern border so that we know who's coming into this country. Anybody who's crossing into our country legally should be detained and arrested, let alone you're doing so with an illegal firearm. Look, this would never be tolerated in any other country of the world. The Democrats refuse to fix this problem. This president is continuing to build the wall on the southern border, and it will be built before his 2020 re-election campaign.
Is he going to run on it? I mean, is this going to be one of the central issues in your view? You know what resonates, what doesn't. I mean, you ran the 2016 campaign, a successful campaign. Is this one of those issues that really just makes Americans angry?
I think it is an issue because, look, this is about national security. This is about protecting people who live in this country, who came here legally. This is about following the laws of our great nation. We are not anti-immigrant. We're pro-immigrant with 1 million legal immigrants coming in every year. But we are a country of laws, and to put in place a system that we know who's coming into our country legally is something that everybody should be able to support.
Corey,
the Democrats don't want to do it.
I am so glad you said that because it's so... or too often we see people try and stereotype conservatives, and specifically, of course, this administration, saying that they're anti-immigrant. You know, look, I don't think anybody's making the case for being anti-immigrant here. I think people are making the case for having some kind of normalized immigration process, right? So that it's easier and less red tape for the good ones, and you make it hard as hell for the bad ones. Shouldn't be that hard.
That's right. And Trish, the president's always said he's going to build a wall with a big, beautiful door right in it, and all the legal ones are going to come in legally. We want legal immigration. We want the best and brightest to come here. Of course we do. But we cannot have criminals crossing our border that we don't know who they are or the damage they're doing.
Listen, I don't think it's too much to ask. I really don't. And Congress ought to wake up to this. Because regardless of your politics, I mean, there's a right way and there's a wrong way to do things in life. Corey Lewandowski, thank you, sir, as always.